Noen begrensninger der.
Det ble sikkert patchet ut, tror du det?
For noe håp det. Det var i hvert fall ordnet i 2'eren og 3'eren.
Ok, ja, det tenkte jeg på. Jeg var innrømme at første gang jeg spilte så pratet du med folk, og bare venner, og så var det en annen fyr i nabolaget som jeg kom kjøle godt overens med. Og så bare trykte jeg på han, og så kom det opp sånn valg hva du ville gjøre, og så stod det kiss. Og så, kyss? En mann som kysser en annen mann? Det må da være en bug i spillet. Altså,
du var ikke så åpensinnet når du var...
En bug i spillet.
En bug i spillet.
Ja. Og så kunne jeg kysse, og så bare begynte jeg med å rote, så tenkte jeg, det sier kanskje litt om meg selv, tenkte jeg. Men det ble ikke noe mer forhold ut av, tror jeg. Men ja, det var ikke så åpent.
Nei, du var ikke så åpensinnig når du var yngre.
Det er bare noen... Det er tydeligvis den måten jeg ser verden på. Fortalte jeg om når jeg lastet ned en homopornofilm på ISDN-linja. Det måtte gjøre sånn research. Det var som å gjøre sånn research fæl fordi du skulle laste ned noe, så tok det jo doggåsvis. Så fant jeg en sånn titel, altså, ja, det her høres bra ut. Så for jeg inn og lastet den ned, og så kom det jo en film med den titelen. Og så begynte han å starte ned i vei i filmen, og det var noen fyr som muskuløs fyr som lå i en kjøle fin seng, og så begynte han å låse en sånn bok om gamle Roma, liksom da.
Det hørtes ut som et bedervelig kjedelig klipp.
Ja, ikke sant? Og så ble det jo sånn bølger på skjermen, og så får du jo til gamle Roma da, og så fikk du se en sånn, og begynte en som virket som opptakten til Norge. Men det var bare utrolig mange godt trente menn som satt i et rom og drakk vin og sånn, og så begynte de å tåke litt på hverandre. Så tenkte jeg, det kommer sikkert inn sånn kvinnfolk her snart.
At du så hele du, før du lukta lunta.
Men jeg sa, en og en halv time senere kom rulletekster, ja, det har ikke vært den da kvinnefolk. Nei, det var sånn det føltes.
It's not gay when it's in a three-way.
Ja. Så satt de der. Jeg begynte for å spole fremover etter hvert, så at det skal ikke komme kvinnfolk her.
Og da måtte du vente 2-3 dager til for å få lastet noe nytt.
Ja, det var vel noe sånt. Jeg tror jeg ga opp den greia. Jeg kommer ikke på den videoen.
E3 preview show
Tom Cruise
coming to you from the Shrine Expo Hall in Los Angeles. We're live on Spike TV. We're streaming around the world, and we're ready to kick off E3. So thanks for joining us today, and thanks to the team at DICE for starting us off.
Oi. Litt sånn mange som hiver seg på for
ja, streamingen deres er ikke helt fornøyd med altså, for når du kommer inn litt sent og bare kutter ut ting som de står listet at de skal få.
Over the next hour, we've got a dozen new experiences
that have been built by creative teams with a love for games.
For the people who matter most, our players. We're doing the show a little differently though, so let me set the stage.
Okay.
We've got games here today that are just a few months from being done, and with others, we'll go behind the scenes. We'll see early designs, concept visuals, and raw prototypes of just some of what's to come over the next few years. We'll explore interesting worlds, epic landscapes, and ridiculous action. We'll also hear thoughtful reflections on what's inspiring the future from some of our most passionate creative leaders. Everything we've got for you here today is tied together by a common thread.
Altså at bildet vårt opp så dekt for det her hvis også vil de
to create amazing games that connect, inspire, challenge and entertain us. A commitment to lead with creativity.
Hør på hvor stor den her filen her på.
Oi. Nå kjenner den midt på skjermen sikkert.
Creativity and innovation. Imagining new ideas for a new generation. And a commitment to listen to you.
Ja, det det. Oi.
6 gig.
It's about putting the games into your hands and inviting you to help us make them better. This is the foundation for electronic arts and the inspiration behind what we have.
What? Det var litt sånn i starten på Xbox sin og
for you here today. So,
Kanskje begynte å laste ned den der filmen vi pratet om nå, kanskje.
An early glimpse inside 2 more new projects from our very talented storytellers at BioWare.
Nå det en logo som folk ikke ser.
Ja, en reklame for Teradek.
Ja.
Powered by Teradek. Det var det jeg så på jobben en gang. De har noen utrolig flotte trådløs sendere. Man kan sende full HD-SD-signal også. Men hun sa noe om BioWare, takk det. Hun sa før det klikket.
Ja.
Vi hadde lest bildet der.
Der var det
Dragon Age.
Inquisition.
Stor bue. Jeg kunne ønske at jeg spilte, for å si det sånn. Det ser ut som du kan ha noen gode stunder med det spillet.
Ja.
Et sånt fantasi-RPG-spill. Det er lenge siden jeg har spilt. Det var som Diablo 2.
Ja, du har spilt litt Oblivion, vet du da?
Bitte litt. Jeg bare puta det opp mest, egentlig.
Synd at det skal være sånn. Ja. Det spørs om å heve seg på en del mer såret. Kanskje flere som vil se EA enn Microsoft.
Så jeg kunne spilt Skyrim. Det er tydeligvis 6 modder som har kommet ut i det spillet, som står det som det sist.
Nei, men altså, som vi har snakket om tidligere, kan noe moddes og endres på, så kommer det kule i det.
Ta-da!
Mr. Cover, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. All the feels. I gotta settle down. That was beautiful. Thank you for an amazing opening. Dragon Age Inquisition marks the beginning of the next generation of BioWare games, where we'll combine powerful narratives with expansive open-world gameplay, so you can explore and discover with more freedom than ever before. In Dragon Age Inquisition, you step into a world on the brink of chaos as the Inquisitor. Your past and motivations are shrouded in mystery. The choice in how to proceed is yours. You'll assemble a team of unique and powerful heroes and lead them against the forces of evil. You'll have a choice in how you lead your team into the heat of battle, and we're going to put you right into the heat of the action. As you're about to see, playing this way gives you the ability to take control of different party members. Predator of our world, a high.
Det der var noe sånn nesten sånn med feil.
Ja.
Der jeg fikk så litt ordentlig gameplay med HUD og sånt. Ja. Det er et tips til når de skal vise fram video, så bare legg på en HUD lell.
Ja.
Du ser at det er ekte.
Ja. Frostback skjer det nå. Bra screenshot.
Ja.
Nå spretter sikkert fremover ganske fort. En drage med ild.
Jeg skulle tro det ikke fungerer så godt. Det der med sånn element resistance og sånn er en ting som har nesten forsvunnet helt fra spillet.
At du må bruke visse element-spells på forskjellige fiender og sånn.
Ja. Jeg må finne ut at det er litt for det er en sånn mekanikk som er bare kjedelig å holde på med.
Ja. Her er det jeg tenker at en drage, når den puster ild, så må den jo ha noe gass i seg, eller noe som gjør at den kan puste ild. Men jeg tror at den gassen han brukte å puste ild var det samme som han brukte å flyg, så den kunne ikke fleie så mye etter han hadde brukt den. Nei, han puster jo bare ild først, og så flyger den etter.
Whether you choose an action or tactical approach, these heroes won't just fight beside you across our expansive, beautiful open.
Her altså.
Det virket jo sånn akkurat samme som forrige spill, at på PC så var det litt mer sånn taktisk, mens på konsol så var det mer en 3D-person.
Ja.
action-RPG.
Hack and slash.
Ja.
Open world. They are true companions with their own stories to discover.
Men alt var jo klossa der I sted, men nå det en skjerm der. Kom det ned?
Spørsmål jo.
Ja.
Kan du forstå den her filen?
Jeg var på 6 gig nå.
Ok, jeg får nå streamen. Du må bare beklage.
Jeg tror ikke jeg kan skylde på nettet mitt her på det.
Nei, jeg skjønner. Jeg sitter og streamer oss selv der også, så sier det går noe så det grin. Så. Men det spørs om den streamen der har litt mer sjåre enn hva vi har.
3 stykker? Eller 2?
En, sikkert for det.
Hva mener du?
Jeg har pålaget med telefonen.
Ok.
Kanskje trykke igjen.
Du som ser på oss. Både to.
Ja.
Og streng. Ja. Det ble en skjerm som henger der. Jeg lurer på om det er vel projeksjon kanskje den bruker her da. Jeg vil tro det. At de ikke har bygd opp med LED-skjerm. Jeg vil nå tro at det er flere som ser på Microsoft inn som ser på EA.
Jeg tror det egentlig.
Ja,
Listen, they'll last forever. So at BioWare, we're trying to make that. This isn't just a story that I want to tell. It's a story that is to be discovered. It's interactive narrative.
This Mass Effect game, we start by asking fans what they want. You know, what's most about what they want in the next Mass Effect game is to go somewhere new and to move forward.
New places, new characters, so vast that you can just kind of continue on to the horizon. There's more and more experience for the player to enjoy.
Pick a planet across the edit.
fuck.
Den var... Kanskje du skal ta så sette den ifra source til high, bare litt regn, så sånn det hjelper. Bare lette litt på trykket.
It all looks fantastic.
We've never seen.
Det hjelper ikke nærmere da. Men det er ikke noe vits å gå inn på å se på streamen heller, for det er den vi bruker vi.
Ja, ikke sant.
Montreal studio is working on the next Mass Effect game. Our team here in Edmonton is developing a completely new IP.
It's yet to have a clean sheet design to start from the most fundamental principles you can have.
We want to take on very contemporary stories, and yet we want to build a world that is as big and as imaginative as everything we've done before.
It starts off with baby steps. What are the environments? What are cities like? What are characters like?
So we're trying to build a fictional world that feels real and is alive and is constantly changing.
This is what the world is doing right now. Come and play. At BioWare, we're building worlds and journeys for the next generation.
How far can we go with these new games? Wait and see.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Franklin and I'm excited to introduce you to the next generation of The Sims. Smarter Sims. Sims with real personalities. And the stories you'll tell about these Sims will be entertaining, meaningful, and sometimes a little weird. In previous games, you controlled the mind and body of your Sims. In The Sims 4, for the first time, you control their hearts. Here we are in our Create a Sim, where you decide what your Sims look like, and brand new to The Sims 4, who they are. You define your Sims' personality. The traits and aspirations that you choose influence their emotions, how they behave, and how they respond to other Sims. So you could make a hot-headed athlete who loves literature, or a romantic nature lover with a touch of insanity. You have so many possibilities at your fingertips, so many Sims to create. The Sims 4 features lively, vibrant neighborhoods, rich communities where anything can happen. This is a deep simulation where every Sim has their own story. And they're all connecting, colliding, and influencing each other's emotions. So the local gym is a great place for me to show you how personality and emotions influence your gameplay. You can tell how your Sims are feeling at a glance. Happy. Depressed. Energized. So let's meet Chuck. I made him a hothead, so he's already prone to flying off the handle. And I can push him even further. So today he's really fired up and he's working out those abs. Well, how did I get him into this state? It all kicked off last night when I introduced Chuck to Gladys, his rather eccentric neighbor. I made Chuck recite some of his poetry, but I haven't leveled up his skills yet, and frankly, his poems suck. So this is when the power of our simulation comes into play. Personality drives behavior, creating richer stories. And in this case, Gladys hates Chuck's poems so much, she decides to get physical.
Da du veldig interessert I dikt.
Losing really ruined Chuck's night, and he's still mad about it.
Dikt ikke helt bra nok. Jeg må banke det.
No, I feel bad for Chuck. Let's cheer him up. And what better way to do that than by throwing a party?
By throwing up.
So it looks like it's working.
Ja, okay.
The neighborhood's shown up, and Chuck is now feeling playful. He's cracking jokes. He's becoming the life of the party. Uh-oh, here's Gladys, and she's still looking for a fight. Her foul mood is affecting everyone
Hent
else.
den på festen, så skal banke den, for hun må virkelig ha hatt av diktet.
And I know just how to do it. I leap into the all-new gallery to look for something special. It's full of wonderful homes and Sims created by other players. And for the first time, you can share their Sims complete with their full personalities. I can bring another player's Sim straight into my game. It's that simple. So ladies and gentlemen, meet Princess. Now the party's really booming. Check out those dance moves, huh? Chuck's having so much fun he can't stop laughing. I'm pushing his emotions to the extreme. And he is laughing so hard, he dies of laughter. So where else can you find moments like this? The Sims 4 is unlike anything we've ever made. These new smarter Sims are full of personality and humor, and the possibilities when you play with life are simply endless. We invite you to create your own weird stories on September 2nd, when you'll get to play with the next generation of the Sims.
Det helt nytt leg I realisme på den, så nå kan vi flires bent I hjelp.
Sims with new emotions connect and collide for the first time. They're smarter.
Nei, det der må jeg si så rett og slett forferdelig. Nei, det kanskje ikke du målgruppa, men...
Det skal sikkert litt I det, at du bare kan... Det blir en sånn AI-simulator da, så bare sett sammen fullt av folk, og så bare se hva som skjer.
Ja...
Men jeg tror poenget liksom var at du skulle bare bøge deg Et hus, ja.
Ta helvete, det sitter jeg selv på nå. En kurplante.
En åtobensfyr.
Ja.
Empty your mind. Be formless.
Og Bruce Lee med det nye UFC-spillet, har jeg hørt.
Det noe så hørt det.
It becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Water, my friend.
You know, the Gracies were founding fathers of the actual UFC, but I think the sport of mixed martial arts was started by Bruce Lee.
I think he was one of them guys that made martial arts mainstream. Before the UFC, before any of this stuff was about, guys wanted to be Bruce Lee.
Just a magnificent, extremely powerful being. He's someone that I strive to be like, and it just makes you feel powerless because no one's going to be like Bruce Lee, no matter how much you study or how much you know, how much you strive to be that type of person. He's just a truly extraordinary, one-of-a-kind individual.
Whoa! Whoa! Hold on. Ordinarily, with pretty much anything John Jones has to say.
Men det har parskert fel. Hvem har
He is
registreringsnummer?
the UFC light heavyweight champion.
Road
And
Warrior.
I'm a 5'8" game developer that shouldn't be in his weight class. But he did get one thing wrong. This year, in EA Sports UFC, anyone can be like Bruce Lee. Virtually speaking, of course. And whether you're playing as Bruce Lee or John Jones or GSP, the team at EA Canada has been working hard for 2 years to make it the most awesome experience we possibly can. So let's jump into the fifth round of a battle between Bruce Lee and the prodigy BJ Penn and see what I'm talking about.
5 minutes remaining.
You can see both fighters are rendered in tremendous detail, and the effects of the previous 4 rounds are evident on their legs, their midsections, and their faces. My strategy, if I was facing Bruce Lee or anyone really, would be to run out of the octagon, but BJ Penn is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so he's going to look to take the fight to the ground. Big takedown. I'm sure he's going to start trying to set up a submission here. First some big elbows. And here we go. He's going to start locking in what's called a mounted triangle submission, which I'm sure sounds like a lot of fun, but trust me, it's not.
What he wants to do is,
But Bruce Lee is no slouch on the ground.
when he gets out, I thought he was going to have
He's going to manage to escape and get the fight right back to the feet where he wants it.
Har du sår på låret
He's a
her?
2-division UFC champion. He's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Har du fått sånn skrubbsår på låret?
But here we have Bruce Lee's fists and feet of fury start to take a toll. And exceptional athletes can do exceptional things. Like jump off the cage and get people in the head. BJ Penn's got the heart of the champion, but the brain of one of our producers right now. And that means good night. I don't think he's getting up from this one.
Let's take another look at the huge kick.
No. And that's just a quick look at EA Sports UFC. We can't wait for you guys to feel the fight for yourselves when the game drops next week. Thank you.
Great job, Brian. Man, that game looks amazing, and I love to play it. For this past year, everyone's been asking me the same question. What will change in the NHL franchise when it finally comes to the PS4 and Xbox One? My answer, almost everything.
Almost nothing different. Slightly improved graphics and a new roster.
With intensity, athleticism, and emotion. NHL 15 will also give you more control than you've ever had to embarrass your
Revolutionary sequel changes very little.
truly create those amazing highlight reel goals. We've put physics on all 12 players and the puck, bringing a new level of toughness and unpredictability to every game you play.
Jeg tykte da trykt ned noen tidligere NHL-spillet at det ikke var noe fysikk, så alle bare flaug rundt i rommet hele tiden. Men hvis alle kan være på bakken til hvert tid, så er jeg med. Bakken bare forsvant, liksom.
En helt ny tyngdekraftsimulator.
We added gravity to the game.
Your first look at actual gameplay in motion. This is NHL 15.
Jeg har alltid hørt at NHL 15 er faktisk så bra at de bare slutter serien der nå. Man ventes til det skal komme noe nytt, liksom.
Så sender vi gir ut oppdatering en gang i året med sånne spillerbytter og sånne ting, så er det ferdig.
Som det eneste så er det så føler jeg at også bare lopper dere for penger, så er det dårlig samvittighet. Og det her spillet er bra nok. Så vi ventes i 5 år, og så når det kommer en ett nytt NHL-spill per konsolgenerasjon. Ja. Så der in-game-grafikk ser jo veldig bra ut.
Ja. Men jeg ser ikke noe hødd, så det er kanskje ikke noe hødd på sånn sportsspill.
Nei, du har sett skåringa oppe i høyre hjørne, kanskje?
Ja.
Hvor mye ammo?
Hvor mange pøtter er det?
Det kunne være noen sånn stamina-greier, kanskje.
Thank you to the teams on UFC and NHL. 2 new awesome games from EA Sports. Now, if you know me at all, you know I have a passion for fast things, especially cars.
Passion for fashion.
Inside EA Studios, we have a different way of thinking about speed today. For us, It's all about getting to the fun fast.
Det en skjerm der ute, som bare viser klosser på seg.
New tools and new ways of working allow us to explore more game ideas than ever. With this, we can bring a new feature, level, or environment to life in a matter of days or weeks.
And actually feel how fun it is. Now, some of these ideas will work, and others won't. But the ones that make it into our games will be awesome.
Gravity.
Who better to show you what I'm talking about than the guys at Criterion Games? They know a thing or two about speed. Now listen, we don't typically show things this early, and let's be clear, this is early. But it's also very cool. And let's be honest, we all know that there's no way we can keep this a secret anyway.
And it on the high note.
Yeah.
At Criterion, we come from a world predominantly experienced through cars. It's time for us to explore new adventures. Imagine what that could be.
So with Criterion, it's all about the experience. Our history is in cars, going really fast and taking big risks. High action, kind of physical, speed, danger, huge crashes, crashing.
Det faktisk
This is a new era for Criterion.
Men Criterion har tatt over den Need for Speed-serien nå. En del på noe.
Really agile and able to work together in really flexible ways. I think we work from the pub.
When we're ready for build review, we get in front of the screens and we play the game.
Play the game, figure out any change that
needs to be made, build
it, and then within about 5 minutes.
The more experience, the more times we go through that, just the better the game gets.
So this new IP gives the ability to move beyond cars, which is just so exciting. We've got ATVs, we've got helicopters, we've got boats, we've got wingsuits, we've got parachutes, combinations of vehicles jumping over each other, through each other, under each other, tied together.
What's the most exciting thing I can do in a play on a jet ski?
There's multiple vehicles that we've talked about that I don't find exciting.
Really been inspired by what we're seeing people sharing in the real world. The first-person views, the movies that they take are almost like athletes' point of view.
We've absolutely been influenced by all the amazing action footage that people are capturing and putting on YouTube.
This is a first-person game.
We're not going to ever take you out of that, so if you get in a vehicle, you're going to climb in the vehicle, your hands are actually going to touch these things.
And it means an expanded landscape.
So many different types of terrain that we've never been able to explore before.
Our players can go anywhere, they can make any experience they want.
You're walking around our world and you're just looking at the vehicles and the scenery. It feels epic.
It really is an ultimate game for us.
It's a Criterion game, so it's going to be fun.
This is going to be the biggest game Criterion's ever made.
Det ikke noe der vi kan gjøre i GTA 5 nesten ikke.
Ja. Det er sikkert fokus på bare enda mer fart og action. Det der ser jo...
Criterion is looking at things differently, and at EA Sports we are too. So today I want to share a couple of cool things coming out of Tiburon. First, our golf franchise.
Golf?
History of delivering authentic golf along with fun fantasy courses. But there's always been limits to where you could go and what you could do. Now, for the first time ever in a sports game, we're leveraging Frostbite 3. EA Sports PGA Tour will allow you to experience real-world courses in stunning detail, while also pushing the boundaries of golf to places you've never been. With no low time between holes and full records that let you explore every inch of the course. This is golf without limits.
Tok du? Jeg gjorde det. Fully destructible environment golf course. Fortalte det om andre verdenskrig golfspill-ideen min. Crossover. Nei. Golfenstein. Golfenstein. Full krig rundt det, men du har kun fokus på... Oi! What?!
Det der er jo et klokke fra Battlefield 4.
Ja, det her er jo det. Det her er jo Golfenstein.
Det er jo Golfenstein.
Noen gang, ass. Jeg skal ikke spille golf når det der gigantiske skipet krasjer.
Han tok tatt i et våpen og hjelp oss.
We look forward to showing you more in the coming months.
Det her er Golfenstein, sier jeg. Turister betaler millioner for å spille golf i krigszone.
And we get it, because defense is nearly half the game. With Madden NFL 15, we're transforming your experience on the defensive side of the ball. Let's start with your perspective. When you're it makes have the camera. So we've introduced new defensive cameras that will allow you to read and attack the offense. Get locked into a block. That's no fun. Now you have much more control.
Kan jo se på streamen, det jo andre folk som kommenterer på det, og ja. Det må jo være andre folk som ser det som hos oss.
Det kan jeg sjekke.
And open field tackling has always been a challenge. So we've redesigned how you make tackle to get more consistent results. A tiered tackle cone makes it easier to zero in on the ball carrier and set up the appropriate attack. Conservative tackles are the most reliable, giving you the greatest chance to take down your opponent. Or you can take a risk with an aggressive tackle, but it'll take more skill. Up close, you can pull off a big hit. Further away, you can dive towards the ball carrier to stop him in his tracks.
Så det så. Liker dere spill, dere som sportsspill, dere som ute der og ser på? Like som vet. Hvor sportsspill har du spilt?
Nei, jeg har spilt litt Tiger Woods da.
Ja, det faktisk golfspill for folk som ikke liker golfspill. Det bare et solid spill, liksom.
Ja, så vet jeg ikke om bilspill.
Ja, det jo, ja, Forza jo absolutt sporttype. Need for Speed blir jo litt mer sånn arcade.
Ja, så jeg har spilt litt rann FIFA og Football Manager.
Ja, Football Manager har ikke noe mye å komme. Jeg har noen fotballspill jeg har ferie som egentlig bare var dritt. Men ja, det var noe det jeg har på den tiden, så jeg måtte bare spille. Men jeg kjemper også et spill som heter Outlaw Golf, som var litt sånn ekstrem golf-greier. Det sikkert litt mer sånn som Golfenstein.
Så har du jo Mario Golf da.
Ja, det kanskje noe.
Mario Kart, det var kanskje et kortspill.
Your story about the other side of the ball.
Just toss the pigskin.
Ja. Tror du Madden selger noe særlig i Norge?
Nei, jeg tror ikke at det Amerika som hoved...
Ja, for i Amerika tror jeg ikke det selger noe mye FIFA igjen.
Nei, ikke sant.
The steel curtain. The fearsome forcer.
Det tydeligvis et problem.
Det mange som klager på det. Det skjer hackingen der også. Det 200 000 som skjer på en,
som skjer på hovedstrømmen. Vi har litt å gå på enda, vi da.
Få dem til å migrere over til oss. Det kommer en reklame der inn. Det var et nytt spill. Dawngate.
Ja, det kommer her. Så sitter jeg.
Og så sitter og ser på det der.
Nei, hvis det fortsetter å være litt sånn skurring, så får jeg skru ned oppløsningen.
Men det har vært bra i stedet.
Going to do MOBA, we don't just want to clone. We were coming out of nowhere, and the people who liked MOBAs were super diehard. We put it in the players' hands at a very early stage, and we were just like, we're going to build this in front of you guys, and whatever you tell us about this, we are going to hear it whether we like it or not.
It's just a constant dialogue with players, and Dawngate is constantly getting better for it.
Utrolig mye sånn at oss har vært ute og pratet med spillere. Og det er også overordnet spillere. Ok. Ja,
Jeg skrur ned takt, tror jeg. Så det liker at det flyter inn at det...
Ja, helt klart. Men det gikk jo så bra på den forrige.
Ja, det gjorde det, men det spørs om det litt flere som skjer nå, jeg vet ikke.
Ja, 5.
Bare mindre som skjer til oss.
Ja, det var på 8 da, da.
Ja.
Kicking on has been conceived of in a massive epic story arc that's really just kicking off with the players.
Salus, he's a character who I love to play.
Spirit Wisp, dude. I love the design of that guy.
Big guys with axes and armor and skulls. I like that a lot.
So I like supports, 100% the best. I like making supports and playing supports the best.
I
really like that we have a whole section of the world that's devoted to badass bookish nerds.
Skjer nesten ikke noe forskjell på medium og ha i hele.
We're probably not going to have a good time hanging out.
We built this team specifically to make this game, to make Dawngate. We're a group of hardcore MOBA players, so we knew if we were going to make something awesome for our players, it had to be awesome for us.
Hva MOBA et akronym for, egentlig?
The sky's really the limit. Dawngate has been designed to entertain you. The opportunity is there for us to go wherever we want, so long as it makes sense for the player.
Alle virker som alle skal lage en MOBA.
Det jo et litt tight marked å komme seg inn på.
It's an amazing time to be making games. But it's really an amazing time to be playing games. Every year at E3, I'm inspired by the energy that surrounds this industry. I love the cool innovation and creative thinking, but I also love the conversation. For a lot of us, it's the first time we have a chance to come together and interact. So, we hope you like what you've seen so far today. And now listen, I'm a little biased, but I think we're doing some pretty cool stuff. So tell us what you think. Challenging us to create the best, most amazing experiences. We embrace the honest and open dialogue. As I said at the outset, we're doing things differently, but not just for today. We want to invite you in early to share new concepts, to let you know what's inspiring the new games you'll see down the road. This is our commitment to put players first. Have a little faith. We're not done just yet. We've got a couple more games to go. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge is about mastering the environment, and Mirror's Edge is about faith.
Jeg likte forrige ganske godt.
Here's where I started. The simplest building blocks of faith. And that would be the white, the red, the blacks. And of course, we kept the glove. That in itself is iconic for her.
The style and tone of the game implies that everything we do needs to be elegant, minimalistic, and it has to have a certain attitude.
Where we use colors, the accents are very specific and controlled. That's where the attitude comes from. Her body needs to reflect her life, what she does, who she is.
Faith's physicality and freedom of movement is interesting in contrast to a very conformist society. Faith and the runners, they've chosen to sort of step outside of this world voluntarily. I admire her independence, her integrity, her daredevil ways.
She's a runner. She's very strong. The overall look should give them a sense that, well, you shouldn't mess around with Faith.
Mirror's Edge is a game that's focused very heavily on movement.
We've had parkour artists come in, talk to us. They can teach us a lot about the moves that we have in the game and how we can also expand on it.
We're building on the first Mirror's Edge when it comes to the moveset that Faith has.
Everything is geared towards traversing and navigating this environment. We want the player to be able to experiment and find different paths in the environment.
You know that you can get there, but how? And that's when you explore, not just the environment, but also what is it that Faith can do.
So for the skilled player, they might find the quickest, the fastest, the most rewarding path for them. Somebody with less skill might find a safer, longer route.
It's important for us that everybody who wants to play the game can play the game. And not only are we building a broad moveset, we're also building combat with the moveset in mind.
You would analyze the geometry in a combat encounter to see how you can use that against the enemies. When we talk about combat, we are selecting very special sounds for that. We're having very tight, controlled hits. They kind of speak about Faith's power and efficiency because she is a projectile. Whenever she does hit, she hits quick, fast and hard and then moves on.
We are redefining the role of the runners to allow for more varied gameplay, for more varied experience. We will expand on who she is in this world. Why is she doing what she's doing? What's her reason for being Faith?
This is a girl that actually tattooed her eye. You do it for a reason. It's to make a point.
We are creating Faith for a new generation.
Skal vi åpne verden nå, her?
Det mer myndig. Sånn delvis, det det første.
Nei, det var utrolig linjert, fra et oppdrag til et annet.
Det var ikke litt sånn valg hvordan vei det kunne være.
Jo, men ikke sånn åpen verden, sånn at du går rundt og hver oppdrag i en på den måten.
Season after season. With FIFA 15, we've created a game that lets you feel the emotion of football like never before. You will feel the game.
Mer sportsspill.
Emotion touches everything we're showing you today. Incredible visuals that blur the line between the virtual and the real world, and emotional intelligence that connects every player on the pitch. Players now have memories. They will show their emotion based on the context of the match. From the ecstasy of triumph to the agony of defeat. It's a level of creative expression as a game developer we've only ever dreamed of, but now it's alive in FIFA 15. Our player control system brings an all-new level of player personality and responsiveness to the game. New stutters and strides let you cut, sprint and explode out of turns. And our new ball physics system models movement depending on precise contacts with the ball. It's creating astonishingly realistic trajectories and spin. You'll feel the physicality of the sport in man-to-man battles, full-body defending, shirt pulling, shoulder barges and possession tackles fundamentally change the way you compete for the ball.
Det har ikke noe som så episk som kunstig feskintelligens i Call of Duty Ghost som vi viste I fjor. The fish will actually move out of the way. Så vi den som postet en video til akkurat den funksjonen I Mario 64 etterpå. Nei, akkurat sånn der du svømmer på I vatten og så kommer du ferdig bort til fisker og så svømmer fiskene under og da spillet kom ut for 20 år siden.
Hard slide tackles will tear the turf and kits will get dirty. Ad boards animate, corner flags will move and goal frames clatter on impact. The entire stadium is alive and packed with emotion. All of this adds up to a FIFA experience where you'll feel the emotion, intensity and athleticism of football. There's much more news to come before we launch this fall. This year you will feel the game.
Football is the greatest drama on earth. This is our stage, our theater. I was born into it, others were adopted, but we're all connected. If you don't believe we're family, you haven't felt what we felt. Agony, tension, heartbreak. That moment, when it comes together just right, words cannot describe. But this isn't fiction. This is real life. Our life. The stages are real. We can feel the
fotball-VM I Brasil.
Jeg ikke påstå at det bryner mest her I verden.
And take their place as legends. Our heroes run through walls to ignite our imagination.
Så den flotte tittelen på denne DLC-pakken som har kommet til The Fishing Simulator-kostymen. Masturbator Collection.
One magic moment lives in our hearts.
Det må være så bevisst. Det humor.
Vi lette den muligheten gå fra det.
Det var jo sånn train-simulator som en sånn zombie-add-on og greier. Ja, helt relevant I forhold til det du sa, men... Masterfullt.
FIFA 15.
Deep 15.
Feel the game.
Hardline?
Ja, det kjøres med hardline, ja. Visste du om det?
Det lengst jeg sitter med inn med våpen nå. Bad Boys, the game.
Jeg har ikke hørt noen som har hatt så mye opplevelse ennå I dag. Juling og greier.
Today we're introducing Battlefield Hardline. It's a new game that puts you right in the middle of the war on the streets between cops and criminals. When Carl Magnus and I first met several years ago, we talked about what would eventually
I was a cop and he was a robber. This is our story.
A ton of Battlefield 3. We started to think about ways we could work together. We talked about expanding Battlefield to new worlds with new weapons and new ways to play. 3 years later, and here we are today. Cops and criminals, good guys versus bad guys. This is the foundation of Hardline.
Now, we're always exploring new directions for the Battlefield franchise, but only if the ideas make for great games, and only if we have really passionate teams that want to build them. And of course, whatever we build needs to
They always recycle old crap when they make new Battlefield games.
So Steve and his awesome team at Visual started out by building Endgame, which was actually one of the X for Battlefield 4. Sorry, Battlefield 3. They learned what fans loved about Battlefield multiplayer, which is team play, strategy, lots of vehicles, open battles, and of course, destruction. Visual is also well known for storytelling and are bringing a fresh approach to Hardline's campaign. It's much more like a great TV crime drama than something out of the traditional
reklame på streamen.
Nei, det ikke
But of course, at the core of every Battlefield games needs to be an amazing multiplayer experience.
Now let's check out some of the gameplay footage from a 32-player match and heist. This is an all-new mode where the criminals are trying to make off with the loot and the cops are trying to stop them. So let me paint a picture for you. It's a normal day in downtown LA. Then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Alarms are going off, an armored truck has been taken out, SWAT teams are swarming the scene.
But then you switch off the movie Heat and you play our game instead.
This is Hardline multiplayer. Let's take a look.
Ja, nå bør det være ekte in-game med HUD.
Ja, faen. HUD.
Ja, Heat så stod på.
Sure, why not? It's been a pretty quiet day so far.
Breaking news. A heist is underway in downtown Los Angeles. The target, armored trucks. Sky 5 News is reporting live from the increasingly chaotic scene.
Det är subtilt.
Det er nesten som rush mode på Battlefield 3 og 4. Det er ganske mye vits, ja.
Litt lite våpen. Ziplines overalt.
Ja, du har jo en suppression-funksjon på Battlefield. Hvis du skjuter mot noen, så trenger du ikke treff.
Ja, du bare vil børe synden ellers en gang.
Ja, og redusere synden ellers.
Jeg fikk en achievement til. Oi!
Scheisse.
More ziplines.
Ja, la oss faktisk være litt sånn, du kunne skjøte ut ziplines og sånne grapple hooks for å klatre opp på ting. Det er jo spørsmål vi får se det også. Åja.
Jeg tok
stille, altså. Hva er det? Åja, altså. Stille, altså. Holde opp på veien.
Han er bøgd. Oi, åja. Ok. Det er sikkert ganske spesifikke områder.
Det er planlagt ganske godt med laget hvis du skal få det ut. Det er jo sånn på Battlefield 4, men det er helt spesifikke plasser du kan gjøre det.
Ja, det er jo bygninger du kan ta ned og sånn greier.
Ja, og der du kan ødelegge veien.
Ok. Stort map da, egentlig.
Ja, ja.
Men det var jo veldig stor...
Det er sånn fryktelig lite vits. Det er bare for syns skyld at den gjør det gjør det.
Pistolen, eller?
Du sitter skyt bare ut denne konkrete.
Jeg har lyst til å se, for det er så kjennelig for å se at de dør i sånn spill som det.
Ja. Taser.
Raus med SMG-ribbene sin.
Ja. Det er så ut hvordan han er i det. Det skjer jo fett ut her nå, men det må jo være fryktelig tilrettelagt da. De andre spillerne skal komme akkurat hit, og en på laget skal komme med en bil og plukke det opp.
Ja, ikke sant.
Det kommer til å bli mer kaotisk enn det her da, når man skal følge.
Enig. Der, mer sikkert.
Ja.
Hoppa ned på motorsykkelen der.
Er det noe Java?
Sånn.
Oi, ja, det der er vel en sånn skripta event på sånn Levolution, som det kalles.
Kranet som går inn i bøytingene, det er jo et tegn på kvalitet hele tiden. Verdens beste film med Spider-Man 3 har jo en sånn sekvens, og alle er jo enige om at den står som en K.
Der, ja, grapple. Men nå hadde jo det på Battlefield 2 også, da, så helt nytt alltid.
Han det?
Ja.
Der ligger jo kranet ned, ja. Ja, det var ikke en ganske skritt der, vent her.
Ja. Det er nok Levolution på det kjøpet også, ja.
Hele byen, jeg skjønner, ok, du har packagen, men du må jo komme til en plass. Det er ikke noe waypoint, det er det som er det.
Ja.
Ben der.
Du har vel sånne baser du må til med lute.
Spill ute elevator-musikk er ikke noe for meg.
Ja, det er en lykke.
Det her er kaotisk.
Jeg tror vel for en pistol til en runde, og han hadde hagle, så jeg kan jo forstå det. Pistolen i nyere Battlefield-spill er jo faktisk ganske kraftig.
Mer ziplines, sikkert, ja.
Ja. Det er rart at de hadde et helikopter, vent den. Der kommer det. Så kunne jeg landet på andre kake også, men da har ikke de fått zipline av det.
Sånn politiet overalt.
Ja. Det er rart at de visste at de skulle oppe der, da, men ja. Det er ikke et meget skripta kamp.
Det så loot secure, da, men nå... Det var skuddet sitt.
Det var det. Jeg har gjort det på Battlefield, men da er det bare gullhår.
Han trakk meg akkurat da. Jeg forventet at han skulle lande opp i en sånn... Putelast, laster med puta.
Ja. Det er sånn... You have the right to remain silent, så så lenge du holder kjeft over mikken, så får du mindre spawn-tid, for at da klarer du det bedre i retten.
Det blir neste del.
If you're a gamer like me, you don't want to watch games. You want to play games. We're about to do something we've never done before.
Played games.
We're going to launch a beta of Battlefield Hardline today.
Ja, i svarte.
Go to Battlefield.com to sign up for a chance to get into the closed beta on PC and PlayStation 4. It's first come, first served to get instant access. And here's Adam Boyes from Sony to give you more details on a cool new way you can get into the beta on PlayStation 4.
Hey Steve, game looks amazing.
Så det har aldri gjort før jeg lansert en beta i dag.
Ja, ikke sant? Jeg tenkte på det.
My brother and I used to play a lot of Battlefield Vietnam back in the day. So it's a huge honor to be here. Our team at PlayStation could be more excited to bring you the Hardline beta to PS4 today. Battlefield owners can simply turn on their console highlight your copy of Battlefield 4, and then click on the live tile to download the Hardline beta and play it in its 1080p 60 FPS glory. It's really easy. But you have to get quick, because this incredible console exclusive experience won't last long. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Adam.
De hadde jo ikke 1080p på Battlefield 4.
We've got a lot of work left to do over the next few months, so your feedback at this early stage is huge as we build towards our release on October 21st. While you're waiting for the beta to download, check out Battlefield Hardline on Twitch right after the show. We have 32 Battlefield players live streaming the game on PlayStation 4 from a rooftop in downtown Los Angeles.
What?
Why?
And right here at the shrine, we have 64 PlayStation 4s for you to play after the show.
Ikke Battlefield da, men du kan spille på den.
Browse...
Alright. So let's start E3 off right. For everyone at home, on the rooftop, and right here at the shrine, the Battlefield Hardline beta is live! That's our show, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a great E3.
Det var kult å sette opp på taket. Da tror vi at her reklamen. Teradek. Det er også trådløs